Hello viewers, welcome to this video lecture series on C programming. Today's topic of discussion is on increment and decrement operators. So let me explain this particular operator with examples. Increment and decrement operators can appear towards the left side or right side of the operand. First, before explaining this statement, I would like to tell that this increment and decrement operators are unary operators. So unary operators are always used with only one operand. Like suppose if the operand is A, plus is used only with one operand. Binary operators are making use of two operands. Like in previous video session for arithmetic operators, you would have seen that when we try to perform the addition A plus B, here A is first operand and B is second operand. Normally I'll be using the word operand or variable, both means one and the same, because you are declaring this A and B as variables in the program. Now this increment and decrement operators can appear towards the left side or right side of the operand. So here it is appearing towards the left side of the operand and here it is appearing towards the right side of the operand. This one complete diagram, okay, is sufficient for you to understand the complete meaning of this post increment and post decrement, pre-decrement and pre-increment operators. So very easily you can remember. First you start like this. We want to perform the operations. Which operations? Increment operation and decrement operation. So incrementing is also what? By 1, and decrementing is also by 1. Increment by 1, decrement by 1. Then once again in increment we have the prefix increment and postfix increment. In prefix increment you are going to use this kind of symbol. Okay, prefix, first you are writing the plus symbol followed by the operand, and in postfix you are writing in this way, x plus plus. Let us see the decrement operations. So we have the prefix decrement and postfix decrement. So for prefix decrement you are using this kind, minus minus x, postfix x minus minus. So these are the four different operators. Okay, plus plus x, x plus plus, minus minus x, x minus minus. Remember one thing here, that x is an operand. I am using the letter x here. You can use any other letter also, a, p. So like this you can make use of any other variable. Now let me explain this functionality. Let us see first the prefix. In prefix increment, it increments the value of x by 1 and then it uses the value of x in the expression. That means it increments x by 1 and uses the new value of x in the expression. Now what does this mean? I'll explain this with an example, because look here, the second one, the postfix increment, uses the current value of x in the expression and then increment x by 1. So you may be confused here, what does these two statement means here, because increment x by 1 is performed first here. You can see here the first statement is increment x by 1, but in this post increment, what is that? Increment x by 1 is appearing in the last. That means whenever you are carrying out the prefix and postfix increment, in prefix first you will increment the value of x by 1 and then you will use the new value of x in the expression, whereas in postfix first you will use the current value of x in the expression and then you will increment x by 1. So I'll explain these two statements with an example here. For example, you have one program wherein you are declaring two variables, int x and y. You can write those header files also here. So you have the program written like this. This is your program. Now what I wanted to explain is what will be the value after you uses this plus x. When you declare the value x and y and you are initializing x equal to 10. So in the main memory, one memory location in the memory will be chosen and the memory will be having the name as x and the value stored will be 10. After this only you are performing this statement, y equal to plus x. Plus x is what? Plus x is the prefix increment. Prefix increment says that increment x by 1 and then uses the new value of x in the expression. So once you increment x value, what will happen? Now the new value of x will be what? It will increase x by 1, it becomes 11. And once it becomes 11, that 11 you are assigning it to y. See, this one plus x is what? Now 11, and that 11 you are assigning it to y. So y will be what? Y will have a value as 11. Finally, what will be the output? Now print x and y. What will be the value for x? X will be 11 and y will also be 11 at the end of this execution. Now we'll take this second case, wherein we are also saying that initial value of x equal to 10 and y equal to x plus plus. So what will happen with this? In the second program, if you are writing like this, now once again in the memory you assume that, okay fine, the initial value of x what you have written in the program is 10, and then you are performing what? The postfix increment. Here postfix increment says that use the current value of x in the expression and then increment x by 1. Okay, use the current value of x in the expression. What is the current value of x? Current value of x is 10. So that will be used in the expression, means now the value for y will become what? Y is 10 only, because you are using as it is whatever is the value of x. Then you are incrementing x by 1. Okay, and then you are incrementing x by 1 means the new value of x becomes here 11. So in the second case, what it will be? The value for x will be 11 and the value for y it will be 10. Hope you are getting my point. Suppose if you are using now similar way minus x. Let us now see the pre-decrement operator and post-decrement operator. Initial value of x is 10 and you are writing y equal to minus x. Okay, these are the two statements that are there in the program. See, you are initializing x equal to 10. So in the memory, the value of this variable 10 will be placed initially. Now what will happen? You are performing the pre-decrement operation. Pre-decrement, first of all, decrement is definitely by minus 1 only. So decrement the value of the operand by 1. Decrement x by 1 and then uses the new value of x in the expression. Once you decrement, what will be the new value for x? The new value for x, so this will be replaced. Okay, this 10 will get replaced and the new value for x will be 9. And this 9 you are now initializing to what? Y. Y is equal to 9. The new value is initialized to y. So the value for y will be how much now? 9. In this case, in the third case, let me write here, in the third case what has happened? The value for x is 9 and the value for y is also 9. Now let me take the fourth case also here. In the fourth case, I wanted to tell you, if x equal to 10, you are performing now the post decrement x minus. In the memory, first what will be the value for x? You have initialized to 10, so 10 will be there. Fine. Now this is what? Post decrement. Post decrement, what does it say? It uses the current value. Okay, first whatever is the current value, you use that and then decrement x by 1, then only x gets updated. So here whatever is the current value, what is the current value? 10. So what will be the value in the current value of x is 10. So y will be having what value? Y will be having value as 10, because you have to use it as it is, whatever is the current value. Then you decrement the value for x. Once you decrement the value for x, what will happen? X, the new value for x becomes 9 in this case. So at the time of printing, when you try to print the new value for x, x equal to 9 and y equal to 10. Okay, this is your first case, second, third, fourth. I'll try to demonstrate the same thing here. Now you can check the output. In the first case, what is that we have done? We have initialized x is equal to 10, x equal to 10 and y equal to plus x. So it is pre-increment operator. Already I have given the explanation, just see the output here. So I'll execute this. You can check here the values, what values you got. X is 11 and y is 11. So now I'll change it to post increment. For the post increment, let me execute. The value for x is 11 and y is 10. This is what we were expecting. The value for x is 11 and y is 10. Now let me go for the pre-decrement operation. Pre-decrement minus x. So let me execute the program. So here check the output. What is that you got? X equal to 9 and y equal to 9. Now the fourth case, we'll do post decrement operation. Let me execute this. So you got the value for x equal to 9 and y equal to 10. what is that we wanted to check exactly is the result for pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, post-decrement. Most of the time the students get confused with this increment and decrement operations. So I have written one more program here. In this program I am using 4 different variables. A is initialized to 100, B to 200, C to 300, D to 400, and I am trying to print A plus 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 B, C minus 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 D. So this example I am not using any expression. First let me just print A plus 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 B, C minus 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 D. So these 4 values let us see. Then we will use this in the expression. A plus plus, it is the post increment operator. Use the value for A as it is. So what will be the value? It will be 100. A plus plus, the output for this, okay, I am just writing here, remember, the value for A plus plus will be 100. Now plus plus B. Plus plus B is what? It is pre-increment. First you increase the value for B. What is the value for B? It is 200. 200 plus 1. So it will become 201. Next time in the third line you are using the post decrement operator. Post decrement operator uses what? The current value as it is. C is 300. So C minus minus is 300 only. Next time, fourth case, minus minus D. This is pre-decrement operator. First decrement the value. So 400 is 1. It has to get decremented by 1. It will become 399. So this is how you will print these 4 values. If A is 100, A plus plus is also 100. Fine. If B is 200, plus plus B is what? 201. If C is 300, C minus minus is 300. If D is 400, minus minus D is how much? 399. So whatever explanation I had given for this problem, let me execute here. Here we need to check the value for A, B, C and D. Let us see the output here. We'll execute. So this is what you got. A plus plus is 100, plus plus B is 201, C minus minus is 300, minus minus D is 399. One more program I am writing to make you understand. Here we are using 4 variables A, B, C, D, but we have initialized A equal to 2 and B equal to 2. Then we are performing this operation plus plus A and B plus plus. So now finally we want to print what? We want to print the value for A. Look here, A, B, C and D. We want to see what are the different values these variable holds. A equal to 2. Now A equal to 2, are we making use of this A in the statement? Yes, here we are making pre-increment we are doing. Pre-increment is what? A is 2, and what you are going to write here? Pre-increment A, this statement is nothing but A equal to A plus 1. So pre-increment, increment the value for A by 1, increment the value of A by 1, so 2 becomes 3. Your value for A at this stage is how much? 3. Because you are performing what? Plus plus A. And this new value for A, definitely it is getting assigned to where? It is assigned to C. So C is also 3. Now next statement, what is the? D equal to B plus plus. This is postfix. Postfix says that use the value for B, whatever is the value for B, first you use it in the expression. So if you have to use it in the expression, D becomes what? D equals to 2 only. And then the new value for B becomes what? Then increment the value for B. So B plus plus, now B becomes what? B equal to 3. So this way the values are getting printed. So finally in the printf statement you will get A equal to 3, B equal to 3, C equal to 3 and D equal to 2. In one more program, let me see the pre-decrement and post-decrement operator. In this case, what is that? You have initialized A equal to 2, B equal to 2 and you are using 2 more variables C and D. So in this first statement, C equal to minus minus A. It is pre-decrement. So this pre-decrement is what? First decrement the value for A. A is 2. So when initial value for A is 2, now the new value becomes what? Because you are decrementing, A becomes now 1 and that 1 is now assigned to C. So the new value for C. So A is equal to 1 and C is equal to 1. Fine, first you are decrementing the value for A. So that is why it becomes 1. Then this new value of A is assigned to which variable? C. So it is become, now the value for C is also equal to 1. Second statement, what is there? D equal to B minus minus. This is the post decrement operator. So in the post decrement only you have to be careful. But what is that you will be doing? First, what is the current value of B? Current value of B is 2. That you have to use it in the expression. So in the expression, what is there? D equal to B minus minus. So B value is 2. Use it in the expression means your expression is what? You are assigning that B value to D. So the D value becomes now equal to 2 as it is. Now you are decrementing the value for B. So it becomes 2 minus 1, B equal to 1. Finally in the output you will get A equal to 1, B equal to 1, C equal to 1, D equal to 2. Hope you have understood this. Finally I want to give one more example wherein a complex expression is given. The expression is what? Minus A multiplied by 5 plus B. Okay. Divide by 2 minus, you can see here there is one post increment operator that is getting multiplied with B, and the values for A, B and C are mentioned here. So now let us see as per the precedence. First, this particular operator is having the highest priority, so we have to complete first what is there inside the bracket. B value is 1 here. 5 plus 1 6. 6 divided by 2 minus of, you have one post increment operator multiplied by B. B value let me write here. So B value, if I write, B value is how much? B value is given as 1. Okay. And then comes what? Once again the higher precedence is to the opening and closing parenthesis. So this becomes 3. Now you see the next precedence is what? These operators, postfix and prefix. In this also, which is having the highest precedence? Plus plus and minus minus. This is having higher precedence over minus minus. Both falls in one level only, since both are having the same level of precedence, but the associativity is right to left. So we have to start from right to, that means we have to perform this one first. So we'll write first as it is. Now you see C plus plus. What is the value for C? C is minus 1. And what is the operator used here? Post increment. Post increment says that use the current value of C in the expression. Current value is minus 1 only. So I can write here minus 1. So this C plus plus is this one, minus 1 into 1. Then comes what? This operator, minus minus A, highest precedence now. The value for A given is how much? Here you can see it is 0. A equal to 0, initial value. This is pre-decrement. So this is pre-decrement means you have to decrement the value. From 0, if you decrement by 1, it will become minus 1. Minus 1 into 3. This minus as it is 1 into 1. Right? Now multiplication operator has got the higher precedence. 1 into 3, minus 1 into 3, minus 3. This minus minus, minus this minus, okay. Then 1 into 1, minus 1 into 1, minus. So minus into minus 1. Finally you will get how much? Minus 2. So the final answer, that is the variable result, will hold this minus 2. This is how you need to calculate, because in this expression the one thing is the postfix was given. Whenever the postfix operator is given in this kind of expressions, you have to use the value, okay, current value only. Current value of C is minus 1. That is why we are using as it is here minus 1. This one only you remember what is that you have to do for the post increment and post decrement. So this is all about the increment and decrement operators. Hope you find this session useful. If you find it useful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.